sticking with wonderful Palantir. They're expanding with Google. So that's always great, isn't it? Let's take a look. Palantir and Google expand cloud computing partnership to target federal agencies. Google parent Alphabet cloud computing unit has expanded its partnership with Palantir Technologies to target federal agencies with security-approved services and companies, the company said. The expanded partnership includes FedRAMP, which is Federal Risk and Authorization Management Program, a U.S. government program that ensures cloud computing services meet security standards. Google's cloud unit and Palantir had earlier targeted industry sectors such as retail, financial services, and healthcare. We've talked about this. We've gone over the Palantir Foundry program, which has to do with logistics. They're involved with 50 federal agencies, departments, 30 governmental programs, everything like that. They're all involved with health. They're all involved with military. They're all involved with the IRS. They're all involved with the immigration stuff. They're all involved with all this. So their logistics, data collection, AI programming is, again, the new infrastructure of the United States government. Well, now they're connecting with Google in order to expand it even further, which is always just great, isn't it? It says Palantir has provided data analytics tools to government customers for intelligence gathering, counterterrorism, and military purposes. Now Palantir aims to use generative AI to spur growth in the U.S. commercial market, such as healthcare and financial services. Meanwhile, Google's cloud unit announced new artificial intelligence initiatives at its annual event. Further, Palantir has won a $30 million contract from the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, agency, according to federal filings, as well as a new deal on the Internal Revenue Service, a recent report said. We've gone over both of these. They're not new deals, they're expanded deals, because Palantir's already been involved. The ICE program goes all the way back to 2014. We've talked about that. They're just expanding it even further with a re-up of a $30 million contract that gives them more use of AI and data analytics. And then we also know the IRS, Internal Revenue Service. That was a deal that Trump gave Palantir back in 2017. They've been involved with the IRS ever since, but with the Doge initiatives, you got them going in, stripping everything down and reinstalling or installing a new upgraded version of what they want to do with the Internal Revenue Service, which gives them access to more secured data, pretty much all the data now, and allows them to interact with not only the IRS systems, but all of the other systems that Doge has been installing all across the United States as well. So again, full-on Palantir takeover. We talked about that not last week, but the week before. Thiel's takeover, I think that's what we talked about regarding all that stuff. But it's not new. It's just advancing it further. Doge is just a laughing stock at this point. They're not doing anything but advancing the Project 2025 initiative. That's all they're doing, and allowing Palantir to install the next iteration of that. If we jump over here, it says Alphabet, Palantir team up to supercharge AI for federal agencies. And it says Alphabet, which is Google, and Palantir Technologies are teaming up to give the United States government a major AI upgrade. The two tech firms are targeting Google Cloud or integrating Google Cloud into Palantir's FedStart platform to help federal agencies roll out advanced artificial intelligence tools more quickly and securely. Basically, what that means is the Google Cloud is the area where it's all the information and data is stored up in a cloud, and as long as you have the ability to plug something into it, you can reach that data. Palantir is now hooked up with that. So their AI programs can now communicate with the Google Cloud, which holds all of this data, and go back and forth, sending it from agency to data bank back to wherever it needs to go. So it allows the AI to communicate with those in order to access all data that they need to. So it's an expansion of that. So more access for AI to communicate, to grab data. Hopefully that makes sense. FedStart is Palantir's way of making it easier for government departments to adopt private sector software. We knew that this was coming. This is fascism. This is corporatism. This is the takeover of allowing private companies like the stablecoin, which is privately owned, Palantir, private company, and allows them to basically plug into the United States government. And now, and I've made this thing before, and I'll say it again. It used to be the corporations needed the government. Now the government needs the corporations. The government can just go away. Literally, tomorrow, if Trump just went away and Congress went away and all the leadership of the United States government went away, it could run itself because of what they have involved with this now. And that's exactly how I think this was supposed to happen. It was supposed to be transferred over to the technocrats, the privately owned and held technocrats, so they can do the neo-feudalistic technocracy. They sit above us and control us with their technology and move forward that way. And one standout element of the collaboration is the integration of Claude, the AI model from Anthropic, which will run on Google Cloud. It's designed to tackle large-scale government work like crunching complex data and solving strategic problems. Again, don't need the people anymore. You can get rid of them. You got Cloud, Mr. Cloud, Sure Cloud in there doing all that. You know, if they're doing complex... No, not even going to go there. Never mind. The timing's interesting. Alphabet is set to report its Q1's earnings today. We don't really care about that. But we do know that Palantir stock has been jumping like crazy. I think it's up 25% this year alone, which is a good sign that they are flourishing with their new favorite administration, which they teamed up in their first administration to lay the groundwork for what we see going on in this. So, but what we have here, and again, a lot of what we're talking about right now just has to do with more of the smaller details of keeping tabs for the groundwork. We tend to just kind of focus on the big picture stuff. Sometimes it's good to see what's going on the underbelly of the big picture, because it's these things like this that kind of maybe are boring or not necessarily interesting. It's these types of details that allow the big push that we see that kind of breaks the news cycle when it comes to the big picture stuff. And so whenever we see the next advancement of AI, whenever we see the next advancement of what the government is doing or what the military is doing, whenever we see the next advancement on those big headline pieces, it's stuff like this that makes all of that happen. And so we don't want to focus solely on the big picture. We don't want to focus solely on the details, because we can get lost and lose a lot of information that way. But what it is if we can have a balanced approach and look at both of those things, we can kind of piece together and allows us to think critically and logically and go, okay, what is the next step coming? And we can kind of see the steps towards the bigger picture, which, again, the big picture is the technocratic takeover, ultimately. Now, this next piece, this came out on the 9th, so this was a while ago. I didn't see anybody talking about this, but this is extremely important. This is huge, because basically Google is rewriting the internet for AI. And what is the best way to put this? Because I don't want to exaggerate it and like overdo it, but I want to make sure that it gets the attention that it deserves. They're making it so all independent AI systems can now communicate with each other all across the world without any need for human involvement or middlemaning at all. Right now, we have a whole bunch of AIs that can't communicate with each other. They can sit in their little pocket, do what they need to do there, but if they need to branch out of it, they can't. And somebody has to come in and move it over and then kind of connect those things together. Google is now getting rid of that and allowing AI to just communicate with itself. So, announcing the agent-to-agent protocol from Google Cloud. This is a new era of agent interoperability is here. AI agents offer a unique opportunity to help people to be more productive by autonomously handling many daily, recurring, or complex tasks. Today, the enterprises are increasingly building and deploying autonomous agents to help scale, automate, and enhance processes throughout the workplace, from ordering new laptops to aiding customer service representatives to assisting in supply chain planning. To maximize the benefit of agentic AI, it is critical for these agents to be able to collaborate in a dynamic multi-agent ecosystem across siloed data systems, or basically, again, the pockets that they sit in. They need to be able to communicate with each other for the data systems and applications, enabling agents to interoperate with each other, even if they're built by different vendors or in a different framework. So different vendors, that means different companies all have their own AI, and different framework, which means they have a completely different platform that they communicate on, which is coded differently than other AI. And they want to basically remove that factor, make it so they can all communicate. It's like a translator system. So I'm going to do the best I can to try and explain this. You know how, okay, so like with us, we have all different languages as humans. We all communicate. We got English, we got Filipino, we got Spanish, we got, French, you got all these different languages. And how we can fix that gap is sometimes we have things like Google Translate or other programs that do the same thing, which you put in your language, it transfers it into the other language so the other person can understand you. They don't have that for AI until now. This program allows AI to do basically the same thing, but in an instant way, in an instant factor, which means the AI system now has access to the entire internet across every single AI platform, and it can communicate and work with them at the push of a button. That's what that means. This is how you create a global artificial intelligence machine. This is how you do it. And AI is doing it. So there's a video here. Might be hard to see, but this gives you an idea of how this works. So here's an Google agent space. And what it's going to do is there's going to be somebody who is looking to hire some people for their company, and it's going to walk it through. So I'll kind of explain to you again, just kind of hang with me on this, guys, because you want the next step of this global system. This is the next step for this global system. So in this video, he puts in the AI system. I am hiring for a staff software engineer position attached to the job description. Can you help me fill the role? So basically he's saying, I need to hire this type of person. He puts in a PDF with the qualifications that they want and says, help me fill the role. AI will then start going to town on it. It's basically processing what they want to do instantaneously. Says, yeah, I'll help you do it. Couldn't find any information about preferred location of candidates. Please tell me what location that you want based on location or time of, time zone that you want or whatever. You put it in there. And then it'll process. It's looking for everything according to the parameters that you want. Pops up with profiles of people that fit the descriptions and the qualifications that you want across the world. The AI was able to scan every database across the world for anybody who fits the qualifications of that. Not just in the zone of where this person lives, but every single database of all infrastructure, even the ones that run on entirely different platforms. It says, please reach out to and schedule interviews with the top candidates. So basically told the AI, reach out to these people and schedule interviews with them. No human interaction whatsoever. There's no human interaction. It's all AI. That AI found you, AI is going to contact you, and AI is going to schedule an interview with you. 2 weeks later, after all the interviews and everything are done, goes back to the AI system, asks for an update. Says these 3 candidates passed the interview and are pending background check. So through all of that, found who they want. Go ahead and do the background check. Now this is where things get very different. It says, I successfully initiated a background check on one of them. However, I failed to do the background check on two of them because they seem based outside of the US, and it is outside of the scope of the background agent that it's connected to. So if it was any other time, that means the person would have to go and personally do a background check on an entirely different platform on these people because they're not able to do it. Well, with this new AI system, he basically just tells the AI, can you do a background check on them anyways? And they did it. Successfully started background check by communicating with a AI agent that's on an entirely different platform in an entirely different country. And basically they were able to run it and finish the process. Now, I might not be explaining it very well, and I know there's maybe some people who are like, okay, what all does this really mean? This is a new internet for AI all over the world to communicate with each other. Doesn't matter if it's off platform, doesn't matter if it runs a completely different coding base, doesn't matter if it's owned by a completely different country and it's secluded in its own little pocket. As long as it's connected to the internet and as long as it's connected to this Google agent-to-agent program, it can communicate and get it done. No middleman, no extra work. It does it on its own. This is how you build a one world artificial intelligence system. This is the next step. It got absolutely no press. It got no news headlines. Maybe some of you guys have seen some people talking about it. I haven't on my end. I just happened to come across the thing at that moment in time, and I saw what was going on. And again, we want to talk about the smaller details that lead to the big picture. This is it right here. I don't want to make this any more than it is, but at the same time, I want to make sure that you guys understand that this is extremely dangerous. So just to kind of do a small little rundown again, AI agents are basically the artificial bots that think and communicate. They are the AI conductors. They are basically picture like little robots that are running around an office doing all the commands that you're telling it to do. That's what that does. Every company has their own AI agents and AI programs that can talk with each other. But that's it. They have their one language that they're built on and they can communicate with each other. With this program, all groups, organizations, vendors, and clouds can now communicate with each other. All the AI that runs that stuff can now communicate with each other. Doesn't matter what platform it is as long as it's connected. This not only allows data communication, but AI behavior is now translated, which means each AI retains its own quote unquote personality while it's functioning. This now opens up the entire internet for all AI to run entire systems with each other without any need for middlemen or human interaction. And AI can now negotiate, coordinate, collaborate, and run entire enterprise on its own. This kind of sounds like I'm trying to sell you a timeshare right now. I promise you I'm not. I'm just telling you how this thing runs and how extremely dangerous this can become very quickly, that it can just start running this stuff on its own.